Well, welcome back to our channel. My name is Ray,
It's G.
and this is another episode of the Review Hour. We are currently covering the Challenge R Stars that you can see every Thursday on Paramount Plus. So, G, we pick up at the top of this episode 2, after Ace elimination. So we kind of see everybody kind of talk about that first elimination, kind of, oh, we're really in the challenge now. It's time to like really get into game mode. So do you
Yeah,
think that first elimination really like shake people up, or do you like, how do you feel about like the first elimination and how everybody say, oh, now I need to get into like game mode, this story that's been, played out?
yeah. I don't think. Again, I think I mentioned this in the last video. I don't know if they have been watching the challenge. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they have been watching the challenge because they seem so shocked by like that elimination, and that elimination was like regular degular. That's what they do on the challenge. And so, like I said, I don't think people have been watching the elimination. So when it came back, they was like, oh yeah, like challenging, this is for real. We need to get into game mode, because I don't know what they were expecting. I think they were expecting more like I don't know, maybe less physical contact or less
Making sugar cookies in the sand.
yeah, less brutal challenge eliminations. So I think this was just kind of like to wake people up, like this might be what you might be doing. So, be prepared, maybe start working out, I don't know, at the house, just so you can be ready for that. Everybody was congratulating Letarian, and he is, I think he will be a pretty good physical competitor, because besides like maybe like the younger people, like maybe Nehemiah, I think he is in good shape.
Yeah, we kind of see with Trishelle, which is why I asked that whole about the first elimination, because she's been like, she hasn't been in like recent seasons, but she's
Yeah.
been in recent seasons. So I mean, yeah, nobody want to be the first one to go home, but it's like, y'all know when y'all sign up for this, y'all know what to expect. So I don't know why people, like, if you're the first one to go home, there's nothing you can do about it. You gave it your best. So I mean, yeah, you don't want to be the first one, but somebody got to go home.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because once they came in the house and after everybody was talking to Letarian, the camera went to Trishelle and Katie, and yeah, Trishelle was saying how she didn't want to be the first one to go home, at least for the girls. And then talking about, I don't know if previously on the challenge we knew that Katie and Trishelle was close back in the day. So I don't remember that, but now she's letting us know that Katie's her girl. Like, they was in each other's weddings, they were roommates back in the day, 20 years ago or whatever. So we know like they're kind of alliance, or would be trying to have each other back or working together, based off what Trishelle says.
Yeah, so we see a little bit of that dichotomy between those two, and I think that it was kind of a setup. I think this whole storyline that Trishelle had was definitely in this episode. We'll get into it a little bit more, but it was definitely a setup. And I kind of hate when editors of TV shows does that. Like, they kind of foreshadow what goes on, but we see exactly. I wasn't a fan of Trishelle anyway, so
Yeah.
we kind of see this friendship kind of play out a little bit. And then we move over to Kendo, who's meditating for like the fourth time that day. And
She
kind of
be, I mean, at least she's trying to stay in. I mean, I don't know if that's helping her in the game, but it does. Like, at least she's not like partying all the time. We know she kind of focused a little bit. She working out, doing it. But yeah.
So she has a conversation with Derek, and
Yeah.
she says basically she doesn't know why she's at the challenge, and she's not there for the money. How did you feel about that? Like, do you think that the money is the most important thing, or like, where do you think her headspace was at?
Yeah. I think, yes, you are there for the money. I don't care what nobody said. You're there for the money, unless you're like somebody who comes back every year. That maybe those people are not there for. I mean, some part you are still there for the money. I don't care what nobody say. But you've been gone for 20 years. You came back for the money. So I mean, it's fine to be back for the money. That's fine. That's what we're all here for. So, but I mean, I get what she's saying, but she's saying like she said like she's coming to prove that she still got it, basically.
Yeah.
Like, she can still do it, she can still compete. It's the money too, though.
Yeah, I think she set up I think she set a target on her back, because I feel like when the challengers smell someone check out, it's like a shark in water smelling blood. Like
Yeah.
if you already checked out or you showing signs that you checked out, they instantly gonna pick you off of easy. You're just an easy target to them. So I kind of hate that she just like instantly was like, yeah, I don't know why I'm here. What am I doing this for? And yeah, they gave the generic storyline. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
here for my kids. I'm trying to prove it to myself. So we'll see. Because she kind of reminded me of Ace and that whole like I'm a humanitarian and I'm doing this, for the
Mhm.
world, and she's putting that energy out there. So
Yeah.
excited to see what she's gonna bring,
Yeah.
and that bring us to our daily challenge this week, which is TJ's
Ancient.
favorite and
Yeah.
also mine's because trivia brings out the some of the best quotes throughout the challenge. So basically, we got ancient challenge trivia or ancient challenge history, which is basically trivia. So basically, it goes in two heats: the guys versus the girl, or the guy heat and the girls heat. They basically has to answer a trivia question. If they get it wrong, they got to move forward a step on this platform. Three wrong answers, and they drop through the towel that they're on into the water, which is suspended 30 feet from the air. So
I
what
thought
did
it
you
was I thought it was each, so it don't necessarily have to be three wrong answers. It's each platform gets thinner. So
yeah,
depending on your weight, you could fall on the
that
first
too,
platform if
but I
you're
think
way more.
yeah, but I think it was supposed to be like every like three answers was like your go-to, but yeah, some of the platforms did drop off after like
Yeah,
the
if you
second.
weigh a lot, then you might fall on the first one. It just depends.
Yeah.
If whenever you get a wrong answer, you fall forward. Hopefully you're not you're not heavy enough to fall through the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what did you think overall of the challenge?
Okay. So for the men's, it was interesting to see. I mean, I like the trivia challenges, and I just like to see them know the like answer the question, see how much everybody knows and remembers. Because like at this point, it's ancient challenge history, which
Yeah.
is the name of the challenge. They were there for a lot of it, so is they history really? Because they didn't do any questions from like the new school people. So yeah, I always like trivia. I always like trivia, and this was a fun way with the trivia though. When they are falling through the platforms, I was worried because I just felt like they should immediately put their hands up because people arms was hitting the side. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like falling through that floorboard, they could just. I felt like they could seriously be injured, hitting themselves on the sides of that little opening.
I like that it was geared towards challenge history. We
Mhm.
haven't got that in a while, like just strictly challenge. But I also do like when they add the extra like worldly information, like the world history, because like I said, those usually or the math, because that usually garners the best responses, and like it's
Mhm.
just so funny when they just get it wrong or they just think they know it, and then like I mean it kind of showed here like with Tech when they asked him what season did Nehemiah win, and he was like Gauntlet, and he was so proud. The TJ was like, yeah, and then he was like, no, it's Gauntlet 3, and then he
He
was
was
just like,
close though. I don't even
yeah,
remember like what season Nehemiah won. So that was good. For
yeah.
him not to have done this in 20 years, like that was really good. Tech did so good in that challenge. I mean, he didn't win, but he did so good.
And for the females, I thought honestly, I feel like Anissa had an unfair advantage because she's been on how many seasons now, and like, and she was all the questions. She was pretty much every season she'd been on. So it's like if she didn't win, I would have just
Yeah.
felt some type of way.
I mean, trivia is still hard, no matter if you was there or not. So a lot of
Yeah,
people was
definitely.
like with Katie, she was there. And these is like I was talking, you were there when I said it. You just because you were there don't mean you automatically get it, but she did really well. So for the men, Nehemiah ends up winning, right?
Yep.
Nehemiah won between him
Yeah.
and Tech. Tech almost won. I mean, I like Tech, but I like Nehemiah too. So I wasn't mad about him winning. And it's a girls' elimination week, so that really didn't even matter in that regard because he won the lifesaver though, so he can save whoever he wants.
And then for the females, Anissa won against Ruthie, and Trishelle was the first one out, so she's automatically going into the arena.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this deliberation. What were your thoughts on that?
But wait, what did you think about because when what's her name? When it was Kendall's turn to fall and she
Yeah,
decided not so with the what's it called? Kendall got the wrong answer and she was supposed to fall through the platform. Like I think TJ meant for her to hop,
yeah,
like
fall down, kind of like what
yeah,
Ruth
like
was
jump
saying.
up and hop on the
Yeah,
same platform you was on so you could fall through. But I think she thought he meant like hop
yeah,
off. I don't know because there was
yeah. I
nowhere else
mean,
to
I
go.
guess because they do be like cutting out some of the stuff, so I don't know if they thoroughly explained it. So it's easily. So I feel like genuinely she may have been confused because if she did think it was a hop, then they had to turn him around and go back again to So I mean, yeah, but it didn't look too good when she was in deliberation trying to explain it because everybody was just like, "This is BS."
Yeah, I think she
I
misunderstood
mean,
at first,
yeah,
but then
and she
once he
said
said
it
get
in her.
back on, she should have got back on. I mean, I guess she should have got back on and fell through because that's gonna make her seem like scared or whatever, and then she didn't do what everybody else does, which comes back to haunt her because if she would have just fell through the platform, I don't know if her name would ever even came up.
Yeah, and then but like I said, I guess I kind of see where she's coming from because she was right to understand that if she did have to turn back around, what if she would have fell wrong? So it was like I said, I don't know exactly how they explained it to them, but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it still went anyway, but it definitely wasn't a good look for her.
yeah.
Um,
Okay, let's get to the deliberation
So before they actually go to the actual deliberation, they have a mini deliberation with it
with
was
your
like
shell.
Mark and Nehemiah, Trishelle, Katie, and a
Yeah,
couple of more people trying to see what exactly Trishelle wanted to do. And
yeah.
they was throwing out a couple of names and yeah, so what did you think about that?
I mean, it wasn't nothing really to it. Trishelle could have said who she wanted. She just
Yeah.
basically tells them to, pick whoever. I'm gonna let y'all decide. I guess she's like kind of saying like I'm gonna test to see if y'all gonna set me up. That's what it kind of seemed like. I'm gonna
Yeah.
see if y'all gonna set me up and pick somebody good that I could win against, or you just gonna pick somebody. So I guess that's what I got when the way she said it. So once she didn't give a name, it was like okay, well when we get to deliberation, we'll decide. So I don't really know what she expected from them with that answer.
Yeah. And I still don't know how I mean, I don't know, because I still don't like I guess it's a respect thing too that you ask the person who they want to go against for their best shot. But at the end of the day, it's a game, and sometimes you got to be a little cutthroat, and you can't get them who they want. You got to do what's best for your game at the end of the day. So I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see how far this asking people who they want will go because at the end of the day, if people start to say my name and I didn't win the challenge, but I did pretty good if it's like a team or something,
yeah.
or I know I did like my best and I was like one of the top two, three people that completed it or whatever, and people
Yeah.
start saying my name, I'm gonna be like, what's going on? But at the
Well,
same
I
time,
guess at this point, because like it is All Star season and it's been a minute since they've been in a challenge, they don't have any real like alliances. So in
yeah,
the current challenge, that really doesn't matter asking people who they want because unless you're part of their alliance, you know what I mean? I don't care who you want because your wants might not coincide with my game. But if it's somebody who I'm in a like alliance with, I want them to have the best possibility to stay. In this challenge, we don't have any real alliances. These people haven't seen each other forever. So it's all an open playing field. So might as well give her who she wants. It don't really affect me. I guess that's the way they're seeing it that way. So I think if they were like current and they were more um recent and they have come back every year, they got enemies, they got friends, they got all this stuff, then I think it would matter more. But I don't think anybody cares right now. Give her who she wants because I want everybody going. I don't have any real alliance at this point.
yeah, and so that kind of goes into what they was talking about in deliberation. They threw out a couple of names. Kendall was the main one because she didn't finish the challenge.
Yeah,
So that
that was the
was the
only reason they had.
main.
Gisela brought her up first. Gisela was like, first I want to ask Kendall, why didn't you jump in the water? The
Yeah,
rest of us jumped in the water. Why didn't you? And I don't know. Kendall's answer was real uh jittery. Like, I don't know what she was going through. Like, and I can understand why Gisela said, sounds like you lying, kind of.
Yeah, like I said, well, basically she explained it as she was confused by the rules. She thought when TJ said hop over, he literally meant hop. And so, yeah. But like I said, when she was explaining this, she was just like very jittery, very
Nervous,
like,
scattered.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
need some water. Like, what's going on, girl? Calm down. Like,
Yeah. And
just
then she
explain
tried to
yourself.
pull it back, was like, well, I think we should vote for the person who fell after Trishelle, which is Yesella. So you're gonna bring up my name after I bring up yours. Now I'm really voting for you. So yeah, Yesella say Kendall.
So basically, everybody votes Kendall. Arissa again doesn't want to do anything, and I hope she's not like that through the whole season
I'm
because
sure she's gonna be like that the whole season. I mean, because
so
they're trying to
pacifist.
be nice.
No, we need you to say somebody's name. We know you don't want to do it, but just like don't try to be congenial. Like just say somebody's name. Like
Yeah.
you know. So we get back to the house. Kendall. She knows she's up. So Trishelle is sitting in her room. Derek comes up there. I don't know if he was being messy, but he comes up there and be like, "Oh, nobody told you." She's like, "Yeah, nobody told me anything." So basically, she was upset that Katie didn't come to her and told her the way the house voted and everything like that. So now
Yeah.
she thinks Katie is a bad friend for getting dinner and having some me time before she, come
I
up
have
there.
thoughts about this. um okay, so after they come back from deliberation, when I'm sorry, after they come back from the deliberation, after they already know it's Kendall, I'm assuming the food is right in the kitchen before she comes upstairs. So
Yes.
Katie went and got food before she went and told Trishelle that Kendall is the person. First of all, you don't even care who goes up, but I guess you do want to know, obviously. But Derek told you first. So what? She was coming up to tell you. She went to the kitchen, got her food, then she came right up there. And then as soon as she get up there, you're like, you haven't been a very good friend to me since we've been in here. We've been in here for 2 days, baby. Like, what are you even talking about? But let's assume it's been a week. Let's assume this is week to week. I don't know. I don't think it's week to week,
It's a
but
couple days in
let's assume
between.
it's
They
been a
haven't
whole
been there
week.
for like forever. Like it's only been a couple of days. Like
Yeah.
horses. Like talk
Yeah.
about having been a bad friend.
Yeah, she's like, you've been a bad friend to me in here. And I'm like, nothing has happened. No big decisions have happened that she has had to have your back.
Yeah.
There was no opposition to Kendall going in. You didn't care if Kendall went in. So it's not like
going
that.
in. So it's like
You're literally mad that she didn't come directly upstairs and say Kendall's going in. She was coming upstairs to tell you she got her food first, then she came upstairs. So I think Trishelle was just being dramatic and like Katie said, I think it's misplaced anger that you're going in at all, and you're just trying to find somebody to yell at and be mean to. And she think Katie her punching bag, and Katie is like, no ma'am, I'm not.
Yeah. So before we get into the aftermath of that, I just wanted to say that I told you that the game would get to Trishelle, or that she would just be like one of the first people out. So
Yeah, but I mean, I've never been a. I'm trying to remember if I have. I don't think I've ever been a fan of Trishelle. Yeah, she's just dramatic for no reason, messy for no reason. That whole argument was started for no reason, like for no reason. So yeah, but yeah, then they kind of dropped the whole argument for a second. But then in the next little scene, we see that they picked it back up later that night.
Yeah, early morning around 4 a.m. They having this screaming match, waking people up. They basically going down their history, saying that Trishelle was saying that Katie never had her back throughout their whole friendship, and that she always felt like she was the one who had Katie back, but it was never reciprocated. And Katie was like, girl, we haven't lived together in over 15 something years, like where's all this coming from? Like,
yeah, she tells her that she always had her back when they lived together. She said, I've been babysitting you all this time. And she's like, we haven't lived together in 20 years. What are you talking about? For you to make a statement like that, I've been babysitting you all this time. I've been taking care of you. our whole friendship and the whole time we lived together, I've been taking care of you. We haven't lived together for years, for 16 years, I think she said. So you need to let that go. I've been living with my family, my husband, and my kids for all this time. And Trishelle calls Katie trash.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my friend calling me trash in the middle of an argument. If your friend call you trash or some stuff like that,
it was never real to begin.
They were never your friend. I couldn't imagine. I just even thinking about my friend being like, "You're trash." I would just be like, "You're confused. You're confused." Yeah, Trishelle. I was like, Katie was never your friend, and so you need to drop that. You've always hated her, and you've always resented her, obviously. But you didn't even fix your mouth to call her trash. So what? And I was just like, after that, I was like, I hope Trishelle loses the elimination. I mean, I wanted her to lose anyway, but now I really was like, I am biased and I want her to go on.
To that point, Katie goes, she's like, you know what? Matter of fact, have the Maya save Kendall and send me down, because now you going for the jugular. Now you want to fight, so let's take it out there and
yeah. I mean, I understand that. I mean, I didn't want him to do that though. Yeah, I didn't want that to happen though, because I don't want Katie to go home. So I didn't want that to happen, but I understand her frustration with saying that.
Because she didn't want to pop off, and she was like, you know what? I can't put my hands on you in this house, but let's go in this ring and let me send you home, since that's what you're stuck in the past. So we get to the elimination, and we have another classic arena. Well, we get to the arena. We have another classic, not so fast elimination. Basically, the girls have 20 minutes to try to knot up this little octagon jungle gym as thing. And then within that 20 minutes, they'll switch and then try to unknot what the other did. Again, the arena was Trishelle versus Kendall. So what did you think?
You said what I think?
Yeah.
So when I first saw it, I was hoping that Kendall could win this challenge, because I just think they got 20 minutes to knot it up. And Kendall is like smaller than Trishelle. And like we said, she meditates, do yoga. So I felt like she would have like more strength and endurance to be able to get in into like little cracks and tie things up and make it more difficult for somebody who is not as athletically inclined to be able to climb up, go through these little knots. So I was hoping that this was something that might be in Kendall's favor, as opposed to Trishelle. After the end of the 20 minutes, I wasn't sure, because they kept showing both structures, and it looked like Kendall had more like tighter knots, but Trishelle seemed to do more like going all the way to the top, coming back down, going all the way to, like that. So I felt it was pretty even at first.
Yeah, I didn't like the edit, because I definitely was a little nervous for Kendall, because she was on the ground. She's doing these small like sewing knots, like just kind of tying her shoes. And then it was like out of nowhere, I guess Nehemiah was cheering her on. No, not
Nehemiah, Darrell. Was it Darrell?
Cheering her on, instructing her. And they got their past relationship or whatever. They were real close on their season. And then, she kind of got the second win, while Trishelle,
she got tired.
Trishelle, she was gassing out. She was tired. She had more of the house, rooting for her, but I think Kendall, once she got in there, she was focused. She said she had her eye on the prize. She wanted to do this for her kids, and I think that's when all her nerves just shook off. And she was like, I came to this challenge to compete, and that's what I'm going to do. Whatever nerves that I had, before this, completely gone. And I think she did the damn thing, and she turns out to be the winner.
Kendall wins. Yes. I was happy.
Trishelle home first.
Yeah. And even though what's her name? Trishelle was awful to Katie that whole night and causing all that mess. Katie was like, she still felt like a little bit of like loyalty to Trishelle. Like she felt like she should feel like she should root for Trishelle, even though she said she still think Kendall would win because she seemed to have the most endurance, but she felt loyalty towards Trishelle in that elimination.
Yeah, Trishelle even said to herself that she wasn't prepared for a challenge. She said she was sitting on the beach drinking cocktails, so she wanted a vacation.
Yeah, right. It's a little vacation. It's a little vacay. Well, to conclude the episode, we know Kendall won. And so Kendall's in, blah, blah, blah. Kendall is in, Trishelle goes home. So for overall, my front runner now, like making my like informed opinion after 2 episodes, I want Nehemiah to win for the boys. I don't even think, not that I didn't think he could win, but I don't think I was like rooting for him episode 1. I don't know who I was rooting for. Maybe Darrell. I think I might have been rooting for Darrell. Yeah. But unless it seems like Darrell is still getting callbacks for current season, so I'm not really too worried about him. And I do still root for him as well. But Nehemiah, I haven't seen him so long, and I really like him. And so I'm rooting for Nehemiah and or Darrell for the boys. Is it a boy?
It's one winner altogether.
Oh, it's one winner. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know then. But like for the men, my winner is Nehemiah and or Darrell. For the women, just out of sheer fact she's been doing this for so long, I'm gonna say Anissa. But like I can't even think of who else in the women. Oh, Yesella or Anissa. Yesella or Anissa are my women front runners for me.
Yeah, I think my top 2 guys, if a guy had to win, I think my top 2 is Nehemiah. I think in these last 2 episodes, he was the MVP last week. He dominated this challenge. Yeah. So him and Darrell are definitely my top choices. And Tech is an honorary mention. Because I don't think he's gonna win, but Tech is just my guy. Yeah. And then for the females, Estella is my top just because I think she's gonna be an underdog. I think a lot of people are gonna underestimate her. I don't know. I'm still Anissa. I just feel like they're gonna give her the storyline again that we just saw in Double Agents.
I hope they don't. I think she's gonna do well. These are. I feel like in this group, she has like a advantage over them. She is familiar with these challenges. She's been doing them, and she might remember some stuff of how it was done in that season. And I'm hoping that experience helps her do well.
Yeah, I would like to see Anissa win just so she can finally have that W, but at the same time, it's like, Anissa, you got to show me that you want to win, because you say you want to win, you say people doing you dirty, but again, you haven't really been showing it. Your performances are a little, something needs to be changed. Yeah. You don't have the fight that you used to. So I think Anissa want to win, but I don't think she really wants to win. And I don't think she's hungry enough like she used to be. And like, she's just too calm and like la-di-da. But Hesela, I think, is my top choice. Kellyanne is another contender. So
okay.
And after this episode, I'm kind of rooting for Kendall too. So with the females, I got a little bit more to see from, but I think Nehemiah definitely or Darrell are my choice for a male win.
Yeah. The men, Nehemiah and Darrell, top, and for me, women, Yesella and Anissa. So we'll see how that all pans out. So, but yeah, that was a good challenge. I always enjoy a good trivia challenge, but this week's episode was pretty good. So guys, thanks for tuning in for our second video for the Challenge All-Stars episode 2 review. Again, we are here every week to give our thoughts and opinions on the All-Star Challenge. Yes, just like and subscribe, turn on notifications down below. See you guys.
See you.